welcome everybody to Two Canadian Bros podcast. I'm Sligo.
And I am Trump Boy.
What are we talking about today, Sean Boy?
Well, we're going to talk about the Sportsman show, the weekend I went in here. I went to two days event.
2 days.
Yeah. And you had more stuff. You had more stuff this year. So how was your week?
I was busy.
Working with the family, working and that, yeah.
Working. Yeah.
And then me, it was good and quiet for the week.
Tell the Sportsman show.
Yeah. So the Sportsman show was excellent. It was more vendors. They had this year they had the wall climbing for the rock for the kids outside in the parking lot.
Okay.
And stuff like that. You had other stuff for outside for kids to play. They had like blow up maze in the parking lot because you could run around and get bored.
That's cool.
And then you had more vendors, and then J&B. They're not just selling boats and bikes and whatever else. They're actually selling fishing stuff now for fishing world. Wow. Rods, tackles, you name it. You got it. Right here.
Oh, you bought some?
Yeah, I got the wall. I didn't want the. I asked for hot and top walleye, right? I think I don't even bring one color. We need the right variety. So if I want it, I gotta go all the way to the J&B to pick it up. That's fine. It's not that far it's not that far on the bus. And I got the yellow perch cover.
Well, that's nice.
But I'm not a fan with the hook at the bottom.
Why?
Because if you're it's almost like a crankbait, right? Hook in the bottom, yeah. I get it. But you get snagged at the bottom quicker. Well, it's no different than the crankbait. Again, Albert's was there again.
Yeah.
Yep.
They go a lot. They used to go all the time there when we were kids.
And then you remember you go up there, you go through the kitchen, the cafeteria. I mean.
Yeah.
Right. You go off the ramp. You go to this up the stairs. The area there. Yeah. Before you go downstairs. Right. Yeah. Right before you turn the corner, the hallway there where the elevator is. You know that the guys with all the pepperettes, kibasas, all that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, excuse my language. Sorry. Right, all that stuff. He didn't have lots this year.
Oh no.
He was low this year. I'm guessing because money wise, they're making stuff. They had a place where you can make your dog tags.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like real dog tags.
Like
tags for dogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was good to watch people, meet people you never seen in a while. Saw Shane. You yeah.
Okay.
And he was volunteering for yeah. The rescue team, remember? You volunteered for that to help out?
Yeah, he's part of that.
Yeah, he helped out. That was cool, man. That's cool. We've seen every year. And again, we talked about, and one of the guys that was with him, he goes, how long you know this guy? Shane goes, well, dude, I know this guy since he got hit by a bus.
Yeah.
He says, there's something you don't want to see, and you can't unsee it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's part of that search and rescue team there.
Yeah.
Volunteer.
And then I went to Canadian Tire. you check them out, right? Put my hat in the drawer. Not a hat, but a bucket for hockey stick, butcher tackle,
Oh, nice.
and they have a red devil with their logo on it, King Tire logo.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, in the box, everything like that with a little cool with a little It's a Frable minnow bucket with aerator.
Oh, like the yellow one I used to have?
Yeah,
The white one?
the white and yellow top. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then King Tire gave me this for nothing.
Oh, nice.
It's a ripple shad, 5 inch.
Nice.
That'd be good for my long shank hooks. I have. And then after I went, like I said, I went back Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And then the guy goes, "Here, have some baits." I said, "I got some yesterday." He goes, "And?" I try to be nice to get everybody else to have some too, right? And then I got this here, plastic leeches,
Yeah.
Northland and Post. And I learned a lot of things from the guys upstairs too. And they had the guys that welds you know those barbecue rings? Not barbecue rings, fire pit rings.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they had the rings and go around, and then the guy makes them for camping and stuff like that. I went, geez, if it was cheap, I'd go pick one up, bring one to the cottage.
Yeah. Well, we're looking at changing where our fire pit is, so
Yeah,
be more in the front, and then we're going to put a ring of swing seats kind of thing.
yeah. We've seen the pictures. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
the plans we were looking at last year.
Yeah.
So then I was looking at the e-cars, e-bikes slash e-cars.
Yeah.
Well, the one I was looking at, it's like a little clown car.
Like those smart car.
No, it's your old folks scooters.
Oh, yeah.
Like that was built in. You got a little back part about that much. You sit down, that much in the back for your gear, or you can take the little seat, the little thing out back, make more room for your groceries. If you're going to a picnic, he said, or fishing, because you saw my shirt. You go, oh, for fishing stuff like that, and you got a heater in there. You got an AC in there. They got GPS.
Jeez. It's all set. It's all set to go.
And,
Yeah.
and he said, I don't need a license.
That's bonus.
And he says 11,000.
That's not bonus. 11 grand. Oh my god.
And
I can get a really good e-bike for 3-4 grand.
yeah. And then guess this. I told him, I said, it'd be nice to have one. What am I going to store in winter time? He goes, I got you covered. I said, okay, what's that? What's the catch? He goes, $300 to store it. I went,
All right.
okay. He said, it says if the battery freezes, you're done.
Well, yeah. It's like,
And he says the battery to take them out of that machine, it's a pain in the ears.
you're better off to get an e-bike, right?
Bring it upstairs.
One that's made for off-road, and you can go in the bush and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then one with a removable battery, and then you just bring the battery in with you.
Yeah.
You know, like Justin there.
Yeah.
He keeps the e-bike in the shed, brings in the battery, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just not very powerful there. It has trouble going up some hills there, but
yeah,
it's more of a pedal assist kind of thing there, where you got to pedal a lot more.
Yeah.
But there's some there, and I seen one there was pretty wicked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's You know, there's actually a guy that fixes lawnmowers that was showing it there. Pretty rugged, man. It's like 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive. It's got the motor on both ends, and then it goes pretty quick in the bush. The guy was
Nice.
driving in his trail in his backyard there because he's got
Right.
a big backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that to me that would be something that would be better for you to invest in would be an e-bike. Now that pretty well everything has you can do monthly payments on anything now.
Yeah.
For you to get it because yeah, you only get paid once a month, right?
Yep.
But anyway,
So yeah, look at the
first,
guys there. Look at the guys at the e-bikes and that, and then I saw the other guys for Mikey's. Yeah, it's pretty cool to meet their people. Excuse me, I haven't seen in a while.
yeah, it's been a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was working this weekend. So
And I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
what's that?
We're already at 14 already. Wow.
I know, eh? Episode 14. We're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
You know,
And it,
the whole idea is you pick a topic that you enjoy, and us, it's technically fishing, but it's like outdoors,
yeah.
stuff we do with the cottage, stuff like that. That's our whole thing, and this
Yes.
is stuff that we enjoy doing. Some people, what they do is they make these podcasts about whatever, and they don't keep it up because they don't enjoy talking about it. You know what I mean? We can talk about this thing for hours. Half the time we get off of here and we're still talking about it. It's like
Yeah.
a couple hours later, and then we're done posting. It's just that's the whole idea. Is you got to get something that you enjoy talking about.
Yep.
And just do it.
And
And
stuff like this, going to the Sportsman show, it had everything in it: hunting, camping, fishing, outdooring, hiking, biking, and maybe just riding your snowmobile down the trails, or your bike down the trail.
mhm.
They have this new. I was talking to JB the other day, and he said that I was looking at the side by side. I asked him, you got GPS on this game on the machine? He says, yeah, I got GPS. I can't remember the name he said.
Mhm.
And if your machine had GPS and the other guy has GPS and we all sync it together, right? And I'm a blue dot, you're a red dot, these other green dot. Justin is orange dot on the GPS. If those dots appear, we got to stop, look around. Where are they?
That's
So
not a bad idea.
it shows up. It shows up. You say you go ice fishing, you go down the lake, and then a dot appears. There's something wrong.
Well, because technically, everybody should be within distance.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't
technically,
don't follow me. Hit people.
yeah. Or
So
flip yourself on the skew and stuff like
yeah.
that.
So other than that, it was an awesome thing to watch. To go, I really enjoyed the show upstairs. I didn't see the Birds of Prey much. I didn't watch it because it's all apparently they got new birds. I'm thinking the new birds when the old bird passed, you got a new one look identical to it.
Probably.
Yeah,
They're probably the same type of birds.
yeah.
It's good for the young ones to see because it's nice to get that information.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. I enjoyed it very much.
So this first picture that you took or got taken,
Yeah, that's Amanda Lynn Mayhew, and she does Just Hunt. The TV series on Sports Channel hunting.
Yeah.
I can't remember the anyways, she does the hunting channel, and she hunts all over the world, and then she goes to seminars all over the world.
Nice.
Yeah, she's a nice lady. And these are just little pictures of the show.
Okay.
I don't remember that guy there because I didn't see that guy because the guy's always busy talking. You got the Green Acres Farms, some honey meats. Most of the people buy their meats at the end before they go home
That makes sense.
because they don't freeze on thaw.
Yeah.
Thaw out. I mean, and there's Bob.
Right here.
The background there, Bob, taxidermy.
Okay. Yes.
You get your bears, fish stuffed.
Nice.
He says if I catch my big monster fish,
Yeah.
Take the picture, take the length of it, take the girth,
Yeah.
the pounds, and you can do a replicate for me.
Nice.
And it costs you $800.
Not nice. Anyway. So
yeah, the pricing is a little.
Well, it takes time, and
Yeah, sometimes
what have you.
a person got their fish last year, a couple years back. I was talking
Yeah.
to. It took him a year. A year later, got her fish.
Okay.
I'm going, damn.
Okay, so I'm assuming this is J&B? Or is it Mikey?
I think that J&B. J&B's. Yeah.
That looks like J&B's.
Yeah. That's J&B's. That's their pontoon boats. 150 horse in the back.
Yeah, well,
And there's a man there with there.
Yeah.
Talking to a dude.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, and then
J&B over here. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. And people walking around, and there's Craig Solomon's charter Timmins Angling Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
That's a website. He now he's more on the waters than working. This is his other job. It was what do you call it, a side hustle?
Yeah.
At the time, he was making money on the side on weekends and whenever days off. People ask him, want to go fishing. He pays so much for a day, whatever how much it is. Bass and walleye, and then Horwood, in the lake where Luke goes.
You talking to me?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
The river? Yeah.
No, the lake.
Just the lake? Okay.
Yeah. And then you go, and then you had the smaller boat. You go to other lakes for people and stuff like that. You got the big boats for the bigger lakes, and you got the smaller boats for. And then it's pretty cool. And then they were talking about stuff, and then Craig Solomon is more of a jigger, like we are.
Oh, okay.
Right. So eventually we will use a crankbait, a spoon, go-getters, right? And in the video of Craig Solomon talking, he was talking about go-getters. The word go-getters. So he says 99.9% of the people will always end up back with what? As you, because it's basic and it works. Sure. And I said to him, I always like white hooks, white jig heads. It works.
Depends on where you are and what time and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Had white work and we've had white not work.
And then talking about other stuff, and then
and
he says
I see the Ontario symbol there. I guess
Yeah.
that's ministry.
Yeah.
Stops.
Yeah, the fish cops, and then where the lady with the blue jeans and the guy with the shorts beside.
Yeah.
That's Ontario Power Plant, generation plant.
OPG. Yeah.
Yeah, and they talked about
OPG. Yeah.
the safety stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't talk about how they overcharge for delivery and stuff. Yeah.
No.
OPG is where the ones that make it. It's Hydro One. That's the ones that deliver it.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. And then they increase the delivery charge. Makes it for older people. But, anyway, that's another story.
Yeah, I don't have a strap with a whistle on it.
No.
No, the whistle came in little bags. So I said, "What happened? What happened to the yellow straps?" I mean, he goes, "Funding too much now."
Well.
Anyways.
Yeah, we won't go there.
So, and then the cool part
is because they lowered the price of our fish license. That's why they couldn't get you the strap.
Yeah. So, and then you got these little things for the kids, right? To learn.
Yeah.
It's a fake fishing license.
Did they have the books? The rule book. All right, that would be yes. Right.
Yeah, I got you one.
Fantastic.
I got you one for the cottage.
Yeah, well, that's not where I care about the rules. Not too many fish cops out there.
No, I know, but
I'm just kidding.
We
go by the rules. We're law-abiding citizens, hey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can name a lot of guys that don't obey the rules, and they work at the mine. They used to work at the mine.
Yeah.
And they don't care. Oh, we got the money, and they get caught, and then they pay the fine, and they go back out again a week later.
Yeah, but now if they could take your boat, your car, your truck, and
not anymore.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man.
The guy I know, he still has his boat, still has his truck and everything.
I don't know. He probably didn't get caught with the big stuff. You know what I mean?
So
the poaching, it's when you get poaching. That's when it starts getting, And
then I got.
Or maybe the guy was full of shit. I don't know.
And then I got Megan. Venot, whatever her name is.
Okay.
A K9 unit card with her on it with her dog.
Oh, nice. Well, I should take a picture with my dog and
get some pictures.
Yeah. Well, after the family thing. With Zoe.
See this here?
Yeah.
That's going to you.
Okay.
See that there?
Kinda. 1 minute. Give me a second here.
That's for your
Okay, show it again. 1 minute. It's a bone. Oh.
Put your bags.
Oh, no kidding. All right, awesome.
For you guys, all you guys in the house there. But
give me the dog bone, eh?
Yeah.
Is that for the owner or is it for the dog,
You decide.
Well, 99% of the toys that you buy your dog is actually for you.
Yeah.
Just like that gun there, it's a thing that tosses little balls.
Yeah.
you know it's gonna happen.
You know that handle thing there. You get the curves, and you take it. You go with the
Yeah.
ball, and
Yeah. We
it's
got
only,
one of those.
but
Then the next thing I want the next thing I want to get is a rope, so that we can play tug of war.
oh yes,
Because she loves doing that. It's just we don't have a toy right now that she can really do that well. Like
yeah.
she needs to get a really good grip on it, and then it helps with her strength and stuff too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody comes into my house there, she can really mess up their life.
Well,
She can lick them to death there.
I think I got a picture. Well, the blue one there, the e-bikes.
Yeah,
That's uh, a mobility cart.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and in the back of it, I think I got a picture of it. I'm not sure, but it shows in the back it shows like it's all closed in, and you got the two doors on both sides, one seater, and no seat in the back. I think it's just like a little area for groceries, whatever you're hauling.
Right.
And I asked him a question just out of the blue, right? I said, can I haul a little wagon on this, right? Like a little trailer.
Yeah.
He says, I can't see why not. But I don't think the structure will hold the hitch. You got to probably make a customized hitch. It's going to
What's
be
the one
like
on the right here?
down here.
The truck and then the boat.
Oh, that truck is not. It's not a boat. That it got wheels on it for like your ski-doos right on top of the water.
Oh, so it's
A lift.
a lift for a boat.
Yeah, and then the truck
Yeah.
is Lennox.
Oh,
Lennox.
Line
Lennox.
Line X.
Yeah, we had talked about it or something like that.
Line X is cool because it's very, it's nice and protective. And they got different colors now. So now they pretty well have any color. I don't know in Timmins, but I've seen it with other places. They had different colors.
Mm-hmm.
And you can pretty well, instead of painting like the outside, your fenders or whatever, you put this Line X stuff and it protects your vehicle or your boat or whatever.
Yeah.
But it has whatever color that you want. Right?
I saw Mark Mayer out there too.
Oh yeah.
And I saw Stephen Fuller, Ross's son.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he talked about his dad again.
Yeah, whatever.
This was his favorite show. We come here. I come here just doing it for him.
Well, whatever.
I know, but
Wow, the guy he had all the time in the world to spend with his dad. Once he's dead, he's like crying about it. Nah.
Yeah.
Time is one thing you can never get back. You can get money back, you can get possessions back, right?
Yeah.
Anything like that. But the one thing you can never get back is time. So once it's gone, it's gone. Like bye-bye. But anyway, that's another story. Anything you want to talk about with these pictures, or they're just random?
That one here is just random picture and went by. It just went click.
Okay.
And that's Albert's.
Oh. This one, the one on the left.
Yeah, the one on the left. No, not this side here, but the other side.
All right.
The one with the little TV, the one with the little monitor on top.
Yeah, that's Albert's.
Yeah, guys.
Oh,
Albert
nice.
now Albert has a drive-through window, not drive-through window, but a walk-up window.
Yeah.
To grab your baits.
Yeah.
Your live baits.
Yeah. We were talking about that, and then they did it. That
You know
looks
what,
like a side by side right there. on the right, on the left. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Right in
Beside that
front of
little.
that tent.
Yeah,
It looks like a different one.
yeah.
It's
It is.
pretty beefy there.
Yep.
And then a
They,
four
they,
wheeler.
they got a lot of new ones out there, and then a lot of new ones out there. You got radios now.
Oh yeah, they got everything in there. Like it's crazy.
What happens? Just put the helmet on and go.
Well, that's it, right?
Yeah. It, I might save up some money, right,
Mm-hmm.
and try and get myself a custom helmet to fit
Yeah,
my for my hearing, so that last time I had the helmet at your cottage, my ears were going.
yeah. They got different ones there at the
I know. Talking to the
Royal.
guys, and
I got my helmets. I got two of them.
Yep.
From Royal Distributing. I got the two. The cost of the two helmets is the regular cost of one.
nice.
And then I can get the fate, like I can use it for skidoo as well. And then I can get the faceplate that plugs into the handlebar of the skidoo there to keep it defrosted.
Yep. And these ones here are just people go down the stairs before the curling.
Yeah.
And you do all that selling like first aid for your smoking alarms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And on the other side here, I don't see it. You see the little kid there with the red hat.
Yeah.
You facing that way, right? Looking the other way. I didn't get the picture of it. That they were talking about stop spraying the bush, you're killing the wildlife animals,
Yeah. Whatever.
stuff like that.
Who sprays the bush? Like whatever.
Right. Not us, but not us spraying the bush. It's
Hydro. Hydro's the big one that sprays. They spray herbicides and stuff like that by the power lines, right? And they warn us now because before they didn't warn us, and you'd be sitting out there and doing stuff, and then all of a sudden you feel wetness on your face, and it's like not a cloud in the sky. Like, it happens down here too. Like that's why some places, you don't even get any bugs. It's because they're spraying and they don't even tell people.
no.
And then people start getting sick, and then you wonder why, right? Like, you're in the bush. Like, I'm sorry, man, you're in the bush. If you can't handle the bugs, get out of the bush. There's off. There's deep woods off. They got the muskol.
Yeah.
And it all works.
And then
that works. And people are negative about the deep, right? And people have been using it for years and not getting sick.
I never get bitten much by bugs in the bush when I go in the bush. I never get bitten much.
Well, yeah, they don't like you, right? So you don't have the blood. You don't have the good blood. Anyway,
No.
So another thing too is that we had these pads that you put in these things with battery powered.
Yeah.
And it heats up the pad, and then it lets whatever off there. It's like an off, like, but it doesn't smell, and that works. We've been using that a couple times, and it works pretty good. The other thing we use when we're sitting outside is the black pick. You can get it at the dollar store. It's cheap as cheap can be at the dollar store. You buy them.
Or
we got these
8 cartons.
No.
You ever use those?
Yes, I remember when they did that with the coffee holder thing there over at the Timmy's, and it stunk up the heck hell there. Remember when we went over to Timmy's and all the guys were there?
Yeah.
Put up and they were burning this thing and it stunk. You know what? They got chemicals in that thing so it doesn't tear up when it has a little bit of wet. So
my friend Ross, he had these long sticks he bought at the dollar store, right? They're green, and they're long like this, right?
Yeah, citronella sticks.
and you got the brown
Like
handles at the bottom and the green.
like fat. It's like a
Yeah,
fat tube there. Let me try to do this here.
it's like
I'm
it's
not
like it's
really coordinated, I guess, but it's a fat tube. It's about yay long. It looks like a bamboo stick there that you know those
yes,
sticky sticks there
yeah,
that
and
you know
then
they
it's like
when
those
they try to do Hawaii crap there.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like those you know those cactus
yeah,
on the creek and the rivers.
yeah,
They're growing their big brown things that's long.
yeah.
That's thick.
Cattails.
Yeah, cattails. That's thick. That's thick.
Yeah,
It's all green. You light it. It's like a pick.
yeah, yeah.
Now
Hey,
I can't find no more
I'll tell you something. Citronella. Okay, the first time we had citronella,
in the
we
can.
were doing a family gathering at the cottage. It was our turn, so we had this little round thing had citronella in it. It was like a little candle, right? Had
Mm-hmm.
you light the wick there, and then it burns, right? And it's supposed to keep the. Technically, it was. They told us it was supposed to keep the mosquitoes away. So here I am. We're drinking, of course. You know, we're kids, so we're sitting there drinking. But we got this thing on, and then I'm holding it, and I'm talking to my cousins and stuff, and the mosquito goes, eek, lands right on top of it. I'm looking at that. I said, "Isn't this supposed to keep him away?" He goes, "Yeah, okay, let's put it over by that guy over there." So he's
Yeah.
sitting there, you know, he's getting sick in the bush because he drank too much. So we put the citronella candle by him, so all the mosquitoes will go towards him. Oh my god! But um, the we also got for our wedding. Remember those? I don't know if you remember seeing those, but we had these sticks. It's like a
Yes.
light that's
Yes.
battery powered,
Yes.
and then it had these pads in it, and then these little cylinders. So what would happen is it would burn the pad, like it would heat up the pad, and then it would release some chemical, and
Yeah.
it didn't stink,
No.
and it kept the mosquitoes away, and it worked pretty good after hours because during the day we had no mosquitoes. I mean, it was a perfect day that day.
Well, all night we sat after the wedding. We stayed there till 3 in the morning, and then we had no mosquitoes in the tent.
Yeah, Matt and I were there till like 4 or 5 in the morning or something like
Me and your wife pooped out.
that. Yeah, yeah. That's right.
So
So yeah, that's
anyway,
it for the pictures you got, right?
yeah.
So
So now I didn't get Paul SCA's video because, like I said last night, like I said earlier before we came live, my phone overheated. Right? I don't know why it overheated. I just don't understand. Just don't.
maybe you got excited with the fishing.
Probably, and then I couldn't do it. It shut off on me. I couldn't turn it on for a while,
Yeah.
so I missed the day of that. And then the guys start changing their schedule around.
Well, that's kind of bull. I mean, they should have told you guys because if you're going there for a specific person, right?
Yeah, I sent you the pictures right the other day last week,
Yeah.
and it says here Craig Solomon Saturday 12:15 p.m. That's
Yeah.
fine. Sunday 2:30. So he took the 2:30. He was at 2:30, and then switch it with somebody else, and that I got Greg, and then the other two guys were Connor supposed to be at 3. Craig at 2:30.
Yeah.
No problem. Craig Solomon, and then Connor right there in the blue, in the red. I mean,
Yeah.
so he's supposed to be at 3:30. He switched with Paul Essay at 12:45. I didn't know. I waited
Okay.
because then after at the end of all the shows, I'm gonna get somebody to hold my camera and have
Yeah.
pictures with them. Have pictures with them all together.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. It didn't work out well. What I talked about yesterday to him. I talked about it yesterday. He said, "Oh, that sounds great, Sean." Paul was excited to do that for me. No problem.
Yeah.
And he says, "Yeah, we can do that tomorrow." And then I get there, and then everything changed because Connor had an emergency to go to.
Oh, that happens.
Yeah, so I said, "Okay, that's fine. Next year?" He goes, "Yeah, next year we can do that." Or he says to me, "We don't have to wait till next year." Sometimes all the guys get together with Paul to go fishing, and they're thinking of includes me.
Oh, there you go.
They said that last year.
Yeah.
But we're not even going to go there because I don't want to start nothing because you might be watching us.
Mm-hmm.
And the only person that's watching right now, it's me.
No, there's 2 people.
You?
No. I didn't bust it open this time because I know it's working. What are you watching on? You're on
my phone.
You're on Facebook?
Yeah.
We got somebody on Twitch.
Okay, I got me. I'm on Facebook right now, under my other name.
Okay.
So I just shared it with that. Said
you're Andy. Yeah.
And then anybody on YouTube?
Nope.
Okay.
YouTube's that's why I want to do the other stuff because YouTube's a little bit of a
slow.
They're too propagandized, I think, sometimes.
So,
and then unless somebody really knows what's going on there with that, right? We gotta start getting a proper schedule. That way you can actually go see it. But I mean, I know there's a lot of the YouTubers that I get that I watch that I mean they don't have a full real schedule, right?
Right.
And all of a sudden I'll get a notice on my phone that they're live, and I'm sitting there at work. Well, can't watch you live, my friend. You know, and not happening, son.
But it's like it's supposed to be every Monday, right? Every Saturday, Mondays, right? But Saturdays you've been working a lot of it now. So Monday came around because you just got back late, 8:45 last night, the in-laws. So I get that. I understand that.
Yeah, and then there's that and
other stuff.
You know, get everything ready for, to talk about the Sportsman show there.
Yeah. So,
you want to watch the video that you sent me?
Yeah, we can. You understand a bit.
We'll do the video.
It's 59 minutes long, eh?
Well, we can watch some of it.
Yeah. See, you see that logo? You see that there? I did that on TikTok, just that part. Shared it, saved it, and then I removed it, deleted it, and then I went back, and then added, and then put that first, then the video. It was like an intro song came in. Then I was thinking of doing that with our pictures. Make a collage with that, and then share it on Instagram. I mean TikTok. Sorry, and then just delete it after, and then save it, delete it, and then
Yeah.
Okay.
A little low, but
the shitty part, the part that I didn't like, they didn't use their wireless mics.
I don't know.
This time.
Oh. Hit the band again. Oh, I gotta watch it. Okay. Sorry, my bad.
I missed the 5 minutes of it because my phone went trying to do something on my phone. You went, and then, oh, there you go, got it.
You think they would have had a little bit of mics there?
They did that yesterday on Saturday,
Yeah.
and they echo a bit too much.
Well, what's the guy talking about?
Jigs.
Okay.
It said when you start using jigs and you start using crankbaits and go getters and all that stuff, you always end up back with the jig,
Okay.
and it tells you that how the rate. That was louder.
No.
See how I did that?
Yeah.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, you did good there.
I'm learning stuff.
Well, once you get a laptop, I'll show you some other programs that can do a little bit better than TikTok.
Yeah. Right now, I got TikTok for now. I'm happy with it.
Well, they make it so that I mean, you can do it pretty good.
Yeah. If you can't hear it much, you want to stop it, go ahead, buddy.
Is it just this guy?
Yeah, it's only him. Nobody else. I got nobody else because it was the last one. Paul didn't go up because they were closing soon.
Mm-hmm.
So Paul says, "Sorry guys, they're closing," and I could hear the chairs in the background being packed up. Fuck, stupid.
Well, they should have had set times, right?
They did, but the schedule has got changed. You got emergencies, and then you screwed it up.
Anyway, it was stuff like this that showed up, right?
Yeah. So stuff like that is a seminar, by the way, and you're talking about fishing. Tyler, Greg, and Connor are guides.
Mm-hmm.
Done right fishing for Connor.
Okay. Yeah, it's Connor Dunn, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, Connor done right fishing for Connor Dunn. Yeah. And then
I think I know. I used to work with his sister, I think.
Or wife or something like that.
No, sister.
Oh. And then
I never met his wife.
Okay. I got the paper here, the names before I screw it up. Okay. Greg Solomon is Timmins Angling Adventures.
Okay. That's the guy that was the side gig and now it's a full time?
Yeah. The one you saw in the video.
Was that the guy that used to run Crazy?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And then you got Dunn right fishing.
Yeah.
Connor Dunn.
Yeah.
And you got Tyler. Don't ask me his last name because it's the long names there.
Yeah.
And it's True North Angling.
Nice.
And then Paul Essier, Fish On. He's the host of Fish On.
Oh, okay.
And then Paul paid money to have his. Paul had the production of Fish On Productions.
Yeah, yes.
His own productions, his own show, and all that. Right? He works at Geo still.
Okay.
And this is a side job for him. And he says, and then his productions helped out the other three guys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're all good friends.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I'm trying to get my nose in it.
Yeah, why not?
So, what I learned, I don't have the right bait they use. They were talking about what Tyler was talking about. He caught a 32-inch walleye.
Okay.
At Horwood Lake. Yes, they're big deer. Right?
That's a big lake.
Yes, and he says he was, where the jigging wrap is, right?
A jig that's wrapped?
Yeah, a jigging wrap.
Yeah, yeah. Come on, fish. Come on, bite me, fish. Let's go, fish. I know
Well,
that's poor rap, but hey, you know, a man can do what a man can do. That's all. That's why I
so
don't do it as a. That's why I don't do it as a living.
you probably do in the shower.
Not really. I don't rap in the shower. I get down and just get her done.
So I learned something new. I didn't know about it ever in my life.
What's that, man?
I thought jigging rap was just ice fishing,
Okay.
right? I'm going to show you what I have. It's similar to a jigging rap.
Okay.
You get your idea of it. So, and everybody knows Al Linder from the States.
Oh, who?
Linder.
Okay, sure.
And
Everybody but me, I guess.
he's the one that brought the lure from ice fishing to the summer. He started with casting them out and then reel in, pop, make the bait go this way and glides, and then
He's the
reels
one
in.
that, yeah, he's the one that made it, known. I'm sure there's a few people that were doing it, but he's the one
Yeah.
that showed that it can be done.
So this here,
Yeah.
that's not jigging rap. That's a vixen.
You're
Go
talking
fish.
about crap, and then you show me some other thing.
Yeah, I said similar to it. I don't have a jigging rap.
What?
I don't have a jigging rap, my bro.
Why not? Because you just said that you didn't have the same jig that they were talking about. Yeah, okay, never mind.
Yeah. So, and then Tyler says, this size you caught a big 32-inch walleye on it, but this is not a jigging rap. You caught it on the jigging rap. He says, I said, okay, that's cool, right? I said,
What's the difference between that and the jig rap?
I don't think there is no difference.
It's just the name brand.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do have a jig and wrap, but it's not a jig and wrap name. It's just a different type of.
Okay, got it. So
Okay.
then what?
You gotta be clear. You gotta be Pacific. Remember? Not Atlantic. Yeah. Pacific.
Yeah.
Mr. Pacific here. Anyway,
so,
go ahead.
And he says, you won't believe how I caught it on a jigging rap trolling with this.
Trolling? A walleye? Yeah, I guess so.
So he said, I said, trolling? He's looking at me and goes, yes, Sean, trolling. I went, how you figure that? I yelled out yesterday, Saturday. How you figure that? Trolling. He said, the ice fishing lure, right? He goes, you know Al Linder, right? He says, yeah. You know, I introduced it to the world, how to use it for summertime. I said, okay, that's cool. That's cool. I knew that part already about casting them out and reeling it off the boat, off the shore, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know about the trolling part. He says, when you troll with it, you gotta jig it. Or just pop it up a bit, and then it darts side to side, and then it falls back to the middle piece. Goes back to the center again. I said, okay, that's cool. I get that part.
Yeah. So, yeah. I haven't looked to see on Twitch to see if it saved the last video. I'll have to look to.
You mean you mean the 12, the 13?
Yeah.
I got it. I shared it.
Oh, it's on Twitch?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if it was going to save.
And yeah, he said the trolling. Now he said you can troll with these now. I went, okay. Now you got my attention.
Technically, it's not really trolling. It's like jigging and moving at the same time.
Yeah, your boat is moving, and then everything else is going. Yeah.
It's like if you were to cast and then jig, and then cast and then jig.
It's like
you're moving it, and then you're drifting at the same time. It'd be similar.
Yeah, but your motor, you can't go fast with those things. You gotta go real slow.
Exactly. You're better off to drift, right?
I guess so.
I remember, like I was in a boat with my mom that time there with the pike. We drifted in there. That's what it was. We drifted in there. I cast and it was bang, right? Because it was like out of nowhere, like Randy Orton thing there, like an RKO. I RKO'd the fucking pike. You know what I mean? Bang! Because I just came out of nowhere because it drifted. So to me, you can use any lure to drift and just go in there. Like it doesn't matter what it is. If it looks tasty to them, they'll bite it. Doesn't matter. Oh no, I can't bite that. It's only I only eat that in the winter. Like what I mean? That's not what they're gonna say, right?
Yeah. Or
It's like
that's a bass lure. You can't touch that.
yeah. That's only for bass, man. I'm about that. No, like yeah, but technically some lures will work better for different fish. You know what I mean? And when the river goes down more, we're definitely gonna have to go out and start seeing if we can get some get a couple lures wet there and see if we can get something.
Yeah.
You know?
And then here's a lure that you told me about too, Ned rig.
Okay.
I got the same hooks, but different color. Okay.
You're not getting racist here.
And it's white.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a Ned rig, and
Just a flat head.
kind of flat. It's a little curvy a bit, but it's not really flat. It's on a slant a bit. And again, it came from the bath world.
Wow, it's like a bottom bouncer. It'll you jig it and then it hits the bottom, and then all of a sudden it sees that puff of dirt, and then you go again, puff of dirt, go again, and it keeps the hook up in the air so that it doesn't get snagged.
Yeah.
Right. That's basically the concept of that.
And then this one here, right? You put a 3 to 4 inch plastic on it. It works better with plastics. They say the guys at the seminar.
Yeah.
Better. So when you throw it out, say you're anchored your boat, right? And I toss that out. I just real slow. I hit the bottom and then it stands up at the bottom, and then the current or whatever going in the water through the water, blowing stuff, and then your bait is moving side to side, and then boom. I tell you what about light bait? It will work, not as good as plastic.
You know what would work good though?
Worm.
Is you have the weight, like it would be like that one where you put the weight at the end of the line, and then you have like so many inches above, and then you have the hook there, and that's where you put your minnow, right? I don't know the name of that rig, but that would be good for that.
Okay.
It'd be a hell of a lot easier to go still fishing and know that your lure is at the right height, doing something like that, than you would have just putting the weight at the end.
Yeah, that was my third. What you said there?
Yeah.
That was my third one I was get to. You got ahead of me. That's okay. It's all good, buddy.
Well, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like for somebody who's done a lot of still fishing, okay?
Yeah.
I've done a little bit more than you have, right? Because we did it for many years, right?
I told
and the whole idea is to get your minnow or the bait, the worm, the leech, whatever you're using, at the proper height. But the thing is you need different ones for different times of year, right? So when it's warmer, you need it to go lower. When it's colder, you can go a little bit higher because if it's when it's warmer, they're not around where it's shallower. That's where you got to go still fishing a little bit deeper or
Mm-hmm.
in cooler, like in the. See, the thing is where we go fishing, right? That log.
Yeah, yeah, our spot, yeah.
Okay, there's not much sun, so it's a little bit cooler in that area, right?
Right.
And it has the main, I guess. Well, we'll
Drop
just say
off.
island. They have the trees blocking a lot of the sun. Okay, but if you're in the middle of the lake, you got to go like deep past where the sun goes in because it's going to be warm,
Yeah. And
right?
plus,
So that's why on the opposite side, you can catch some fish once in a while, but it's mostly pike because they'll be swimming by,
yeah.
right? Whereas on that side, the sun is blocked from how
Mm-hmm.
the sun goes like this kind of thing,
Right.
right? And it's not often that you have sun in that little section.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually when we're there, it's always shady, right? So that's why it's good there because it's cool because this that section of water is not so, and it's probably has. I can almost guarantee it. I can't say 100%. I can almost guarantee there's a fresh spring right around there.
It
Because
could be.
that would make it cooler, right? Just like there's areas when you go from the cottage past the island, the big island,
Yeah.
right into behind all those islands there.
Yeah.
Section there that has a couple of streams that come out. You put a minnow net there, you get minnows galore. My neighbor, we used to go out with him when I was a kid there. Him and his grandson there were.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was my buddy there, right?
Yeah.
And we go with him. He'd say, "Hey, you want to come with us?" I mean, sure. I mean, why not? I mean, I was all for it, right? So,
Yeah.
so yeah, we're not out, now up to three.
I got.
We got two Facebook.
Oh,
And,
one Facebook now. The number two just left.
oh, oh well, I guess we some.
So yeah.
But I mean, that's the whole idea is finding out where the streams are, right? See that where what would be nice is to
Excuse me.
you okay?
Yep.
You good? Okay. Would be to have something that we can measure the temperature of the where we are, like a thermometer, obviously. But and then
Can we buy when I can turn?
well, it would have to be something that would I mean,
Just
we're not going to stop every 30 seconds. You know what I mean?
No. Oh, we need a sonar.
Either,
A
like
sonar.
one that it could be told by the boat. I mean, some sonars have that, right? And then
Yeah.
we can figure out where the springs are, and then from there we can figure out. Okay, we might find better fishing spots.
Yeah.
I'd like to actually go with a small boat and go to where the creek is. I mean, that'd be nice.
Yeah. The seats are torn out.
Yeah, I know we wanted to. Yeah.
Your mom
No,
wants to
we got another Facebook. We got two on Facebook too.
Cool. Okay. The thing you're talking about, buddy, right? You got your hook. You're way at the bottom, certain kind of weight, and then about 2 to 3, 4 inches.
Yeah.
Away from the bait from the hook.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a drop shot.
Drop shot. Okay.
So they talked about it, right? And I had a lot of them. But
that's something that we can make our own because, okay, a drop shot that works, in the Bay and Quinte is not going to exactly work in our area, neck of the woods, right?
No, it would.
Not all the time because it's not exactly where the fish need to be, the bait, right? You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I even using. Excuse me. I even use it for ice fishing.
Yeah. Well, it would make sense to use it for ice fishing.
You remember my Roadrunners, the pony head jigs I have?
Yeah.
You remember the hooks I had on top and at the bottom?
Yeah.
That's basically what you're talking about.
Yeah, but the thing too is what I'm saying is,
Mm.
okay, our lake is small.
Yeah.
If it's a especially hot summer, by the time you reach mid July,
Yeah.
if it's been hot all the time, I mean, it's hard to catch some walleye because they're not where it's warm because the
No.
lake's warm. Okay, so if we were to go in those sections that have like 50 feet of water and stuff like that, because they're a little bit, I mean,
Yes. Deeper.
okay, it would be in our best interest to figure out, okay, how deep would they be at that point?
Right.
Like we're getting pretty specific here, technical. Okay, so at this temperature, how it would be like a hit and miss thing. How you what you could do is you can get a thing that measures the length of your line, and then you bring it
Mm-hmm.
down, so you get consistent bites. And
I
once you
have.
get consistent bites, then you know, okay, at 25 feet when it's this temperature, this is good. We have to go a little bit deeper, like 30 feet or so. I don't know how deep they would go. You know what I mean? To tell you the truth,
Yeah.
right? Because I'm not an expert here, but this to me that makes sense because um you have to go certain deep because that's why I mean some people don't catch a lot of fish in the middle of the summer at the cottage, whereas in the springtime you go over by the island with the big rock, you go to where the drop off is, and you're
Yeah.
catching them galore, or you go
Even.
over by the log, you catching them there, or you go over by that little island that's just across from right beside where the big island is, right?
Yes. And then
And
the
you're
other.
catching them there because they're
Yes.
there.
Yeah. And then the other part. The other part too. When you took your nephew years ago
Yeah,
at the beaver hut.
where the beaver house was. Yeah, right behind the big island. There's
Yeah.
a little dip in the island, and then there was a beaver house at one point, and because I mean, the beavers kind of left food for the little minnows or whatever. A lot of
Yeah.
minnows were there, and then the minnows would attract the bigger fish. Blah 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 blah. Blah. You know what I mean? I mean, see that's if we're gonna get
Most
into
of.
the technical, if we want to show, okay, let's catch fish, we're gonna have to get like a little bit more technical.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that I'd have to look into either fixing one of the two fish finders I got, or two, maybe look at getting one that has temperature with it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But the thing is we would need to know the temperature lower as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at the surface, it's nice to have the temperature. Okay, this is what it is at the surface,
Yep.
but it's going to go. And then the thing is we can go, a certain, but if you go 5 feet or so, it's going to be cooler because of we got, it's a spring fed lake.
Yes.
So there would be different. So if you go to a place like Lake Ontario or one of the larger lakes, they're going to be cold all the time. Like Lake Ontario is cold. Lake Michigan, Superior, all
You're
these
on.
lakes are
Yeah.
cold, right? So they're cold because they're too large to get warm during the summer, right?
True.
Okay,
And walleye don't like it too much. Too much heat.
that's what I'm saying. So we need to figure out what we need to do with that. And trolling is fine. We catch fish trolling.
Oh yeah, because
And then
walleye, pike,
I
whatever.
find the walleyes that we catch when we're trolling are just like drive-bys.
Like I did, like I caught one last year. Remember
Yeah.
on the crankbait?
Yeah, Lizzo caught a couple. Or the wife there, she caught a couple there. And me and her were catching some walleyes, right? And it was always in the same little areas, right
Yeah.
where it's eat, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't exceptionally hot last year. Like there was a lot of warm days, which was nice.
I find we had a lot of rain late summer.
So, like in July,
Mid-July and early
like
August, we start a lot of rain.
at the beginning of July this year, I got 2 weeks where I'm going to be spending over there.
Nice.
Whether it's fixing whatever. I want to do some fishing, obviously, but
Yeah.
soon as we it started snowing again today there, like beautiful weather we have in there.
Yeah, we had 2 days. 2 days of Saturday, Sunday was nice. Saturday was plus 10 plus, and then Sunday was 13 plus.
What are you talking about? 16, 18 plus, man.
Well,
It's freaking hot. Yeah, I
so
was sweating at work, man. But anyway,
so
that's besides the
so,
point.
and yesterday,
So,
Monday, it wasn't too bad. Monday,
no.
Monday
So
was
basically,
okay.
most of our snow disappeared, but there's still, from what I hear from a couple of guys, the one guy, he went into the bush there. There's still a lot of snow in the bush because it hasn't rained and be warm. In order for
Yeah,
the snow to disappear, it's kind of be warm and rainy, right? That's the way it goes.
yeah.
So, uh, yeah, once we can get, I'm hoping by long weekend in May, I want to be putting water in, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Uh, and then, like, if we have to, there, we'll uh, take the smaller boat out. You know what I mean? So,
You
stuff
mean
like that.
the rowboat or the other one?
I don't know. We'll have to see what's going on. Because it's just with the pontoon is such a pain, right?
Yeah. Yes.
It all depends, because I'd like to redo some of it. I mean,
Yeah.
like I'm thinking the floor and all that stuff will wait till the fall, right?
Yeah.
Of next fall. Like I can take it out like beginning of August or so, halfway through August, you know, and then we can work on it. That way, there's some nice weather there. Like this year, we had nice weather all the way up to October, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
if we can get the same thing, that'd be awesome. That'd be the bomb, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe get a few people and we'll we'll tear up the floor and see if I can get some vinyl flooring for the boat. And
Is that more expensive or cheap?
it's more expensive, but it just makes it so that you don't get the leaves and stuff that's stuck to it. And then if you want, you just hose it off, and then it cleans up easier.
Okay. Um.
But it's kind of hard. There's a boat place in Canada, like
Mm-hmm.
for pontoon boats. It's kind of like pontoon boats, pontoonstuff.com in the States. We
Yeah.
kind of have something like that in Canada, right? Where it's pontoon stuff, and then you get your consoles and all that stuff, right? I'm just looking to get vinyl flooring for like the boat. And if I can, I'll just go back to carpet. Like it's just a normal outdoor carpet.
Yeah.
But what I might do is put a pad underneath so it's a little bit more comfortable. We're getting old, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you gonna build a box again for your wheel?
I don't know if I'm gonna just redo that one or what. I'm not sure. Because if I get vinyl, then I could get a vinyl wrap for the that I put on top of that.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's aluminum. It's just the top was wood,
Mm-hmm.
and the thing was made in '86. So I mean, I can't really complain. She's done good. Didn't have to do anything to the motor, but I got to clean it up there. She's kind of running a little
Yeah.
off there, but it could be the propeller. I mean, because my cousin experienced that too. Because his was 85,
Right.
right? And my boat's an 86, so it's the same type of boat, right? His is 15 horses, mine's 9.9. But he was having an issue with his boat not going real fast, and he had to change his propeller.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just wondering if that's similar to what I got to do. I want to change the grease and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like do the normal maintain stuff,
Yeah.
And I'd like to fix the one trailer I have and make it so that I can pull up the pontoon boat a lot easier.
Yeah, but I wish your grandparents would have the trailer for that pontoon.
Yeah, they
Docking it.
didn't buy the trailer because they weren't going to move it. So what I mean.
I
And
get.
back then
I understand
we
you.
were all strong, right? And there was a bunch of us, and wasn't hard to pull it up,
No,
right?
because
Now that we're older and we don't have the only one that's younger and that really helped us is Justin. He did pretty good with us there. That
well,
helped us.
he did an excellent job.
Yeah, yeah. So you know we got that at least. But I mean, if I can make it easier to just pull it up, I mean, I just it
Yeah,
would be that much better. And then I can lock the wheels and then have it sit right there,
yeah.
and then have it high enough so that I can test it in that blue bucket that I got.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah. The barrel, yeah,
the one my cousin gave me. Yeah.
yeah,
But anyway, that was a good wrap up of the Sportsman show.
yeah.
And next week, let's see, probably Tuesday again, right?
Okay.
Because I work till Tuesday. We could do it Tuesday night. I want to. What I want to do is I want to we'll look at videos of certain gadgets, and then we'll talk about it. See if we think that'll work, or if it doesn't work. If we maybe it's something that we already had, or you tried, or somebody else tried, or something. We can
Yeah.
just sit there and discuss about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And go from there.
Yeah. So, like, it's like a backpack. You want to look at? You see backpack videos. You're saying,
Yeah.
oh, uh, is that good backpack or a backpack I don't like is
Yeah.
the one that is either the front or on top is the sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that on the bag. I never did.
No.
No, because I wear glasses all the time. So, and the shades I'm gonna buy probably won't fit in there, and they're made for they're fishing Polaroids glasses. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you notice chat?
Yeah. Fuck off.
No, you're not supposed to say that.
Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. My bad. It's a habit. Just a habit. It came out of my mouth. So yeah, we'll talk about and then the new whatever. I sent Jason. I sent Conch Lego the other day a pair of pliers,
Yeah.
and it cuts line. It sharpens your hooks. It follows your hooks and whatever. I went, dang, that's look pretty cool.
You know what that looks like?
What?
A good pair of electrical pliers.
Yes, it does too.
Because
It
it has
does.
the hole.
Yeah,
What you do with the hole is you put your wire in and you twist it so you can get the J hook,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then you can kind of sharpen it off of the whatever. But what I mean, it's a like a multi-purpose uh, hook.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, when I chat, it doesn't show on Facebook. I guess I don't know. It does everything but Facebook. It's kind of weird, but thanks, Lisa.
So what do you think? What do you think about this size?
Uh,
Take a guess what size that is.
that would be like a 5 to 6.
The first number you said right.
Yeah.
And I talked to people. I got it free from Canadian Tire. So my long shank hooks for Northland. That'd be great on there. Be great
Yeah.
on there, and then trolling with that for
Oh, yeah.
pike, and walleyes. The leeches, plastic leeches.
Hmm.
Small pack, but a 4-pack. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. How big that is.
Well, those are nice.
You get a leech, right? The best part of the leech, the hook out your hook on,
Yeah.
is that the sucking cushion.
Hey, apparently we're live. That's what it's telling me.
we know, eh? Again,
Well, how long
last
is
week.
it going to take to tell me, right?
Yeah.
Anyway. Day
So
late
yeah,
and $1 short, right?
yeah. Like you say all the time, like you say in the past, better to be late than not show up at all.
I may not be fast, but I'm there.
So
That's what I tell the dog. I may not be fast, but I'm there.
and here,
Oh, yeah.
that's a 2-inch, by the way. Just the right size for a medium-sized minnow.
Yeah, but the thing is, it doesn't really matter. Fish don't care about size.
No.
You can get half an inch, and you can catch a 20-pound pike on that thing.
Yeah.
It's just whether your line's going to hold up, right?
Mm-hmm. I seen my brother Paul, my brother. We went from my dad pulled the boat out of the lake. We went to another lake. We went through a creek,
Yeah.
get to the lake, real slow. We had 2 boats. We had a rowboat and his big boat,
Mm-hmm.
the yellow one at the time.
Yeah.
And we went through there, and we using me and my brother were using go-getters, spinner rigs, and
Yeah.
he had a small hook like this big, and he caught a 5-pound pike.
Yeah.
I'm going. I told you the hook's not too small. I went, all right.
The only time the hook makes a difference is if you want to catch little perch.
Yes.
You got to have a small hook, or they
Uh,
can't.
yes.
Yes, you do. You do.
I had a floater. I had a floating hook. The hook was about this long. Out of the hook, it was too small. Okay, you're right. Never mind.
It was small. Like a big hook, like a normal hook, you won't catch the small fish. They'll just steal your bait.
Yes.
Okay, because they'll nibble and nibble and nibble and nibble.
It's like rock basket. Same thing. Name shows.
You know what I mean? I learned that one when I was a little kid when we were trying to catch.
Off the dock.
Just having fun off the dock and catching these little whatever. So
Yeah.
we get these little hooks, and then we fouled off the barb, and then we just catch these fish so that it wouldn't be so hard to take them off and then put them back in.
Mm-hmm.
That was me and Steven there. Yeah.
I got this one here.
Nice.
It's a size upside down. Number 7 size wrap.
Right.
Wrapping wrap. Everything has to be like it's a wrap a lot, right? You gotta go for jigging wrap,
Shad wrap, this wrap, that wrap, moo wrap.
and then I got
What you need to do is put a cow,
moo wrap,
and they call it moo wrap. Yeah.
So now I got this one here, off of Albert's surplus.
Yeah.
And if I could open that thing.
You're supposed to open it before, man.
So anyway, this is here. It cost me $14.99.
Yeah.
But I paid $7.99 plus tax. It came up to $8 something.
Then it didn't cost you $14.
No, because it was on sale. I was gonna say that part. And then
normally would have cost $14.99.
And then you go to the store right now. It's gonna cost you $14.99 for this little guy.
Wow.
It's a yellow perch.
Made out of gold.
Yep.
Even $7.99 is a stretch on that one, man.
This is the depth between 5 and 6 deep.
That's not bad.
It's 1/4 ounce. It's 3.5 inches.
Sure.
So
They say so.
I'm going to show you something. I'm going to lift off the back hook.
Yeah.
You see that little paddle in the back there?
Yeah.
Well, it's called rip, stop, tail design. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you're trolling, where you're reeling, casting out, reeling, when you're going this there, right? It darts and it stops automatically because it's the tail.
Oh, it's a break.
Yeah. So it stops automatically until the fish get a better chance to get grabbed.
Okay.
Ken from Alberts told me that. He said you get these fish are always on the stop.
Yes, but it stops anyway. Because the drag.
And then the bill, look at it.
Yeah, but just the bill itself will stop it because it's dragging.
Yeah.
That's well. So I guess it helps it stop, but a little piece like that.
Yeah.
I can't see it making a big difference.
No, I'm gonna try it this summer at the cottage when I go there. But we have to take a ride to see the road, you and I.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I think we're going to leave it at that because we're getting at
9 o'clock hour.
hour and a half. You know, we don't want to put people to sleep, eh?
No.
No, but it was pretty good. Kind of wish I would have been able to go there. That would have been fun. Maybe next year.
The family thing, go with you, Justin, and that.
Me and the wife, most likely. Yeah. Anyway, you never know. Sometimes he comes along. We would just have to tell him that he needs to keep his phone in the truck. Because if he's sitting like this, there's bumping in there.
He gets bored.
The kid zombies there.
Yeah.
Then they got run over by somebody there earlier.
Well,
I think it was. No, I was waiting for the wife. She had to use the facilities there when we went to the hospital earlier today.
Okay.
And then, I nearly got run over by somebody who was looking on their phone.
Well, talk about the phone at the Sportsman show. The young fella, right? It's about maybe he comes up to my armpit. He's on his phone, and then the old man goes, "Give me that damn thing."
Okay, so I watched these. There was these videos I've seen, right, and it was showing this little stick like this. It was a 1080p video camera, body cam that you clip on you.
Yeah.
So I go, well, hey, let's see how much this is, because that would be handy for when we go do our fishing stuff. You know what I mean?
Fishing and stuff.
So fishing and stuff. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? All right. If you ever want to get tips on fishing and stuff, excellent. You know what I mean? He's
homemade stuff.
He does a lot of homemade stuff. He's into catfish, and they use lights over there. It's in the States, but he has a lot of good tips.
Give me for a cart.
So it's called fishing and stuff. Actually, what I should do is we should start linking the channels and links that we want to put in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've been a little lazy, I guess.
He talks about
everything. I mean, anything. Yeah, battery packs, lights. There's this infrared light that he makes because, if you look at the tip of, it's the ugly stick.
Yeah.
It's people thought that was supposed to glow in the dark.
It never does.
It isn't. What it is you get an infrared light there, like the black light, and you shine it at the tip, and it'll glow in the dark, so that you could see your tip move when it's dark. That way, there's not overload of light, but you could see. And there's some of the, he's got these catfishing rods, and some of them are like bright orange when you shine these lights on them.
Yeah, the Hellcats,
Yeah, the Hellcats, like these big, they're pretty big catfishing rods there. Yeah, and he's got a lot of these Hellcats. There's orange and then a yellowish greenish kind of thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, I recommend going to see this guy's channel because damn, there's a lot of good stuff on there.
I know one. I showed Constable how to make because we were talking about making our own weights, our own jig heads. I showed him a link of the jig heads. I mean, a weight out of wood. Right, the guy drill a hole in the wood and put weight in there.
He makes homemade
lead weights,
like molds for sinkers, and then they use the sinkers, like the tube sinkers, how to make those, because for the different rigs that they use.
And
right?
and the other thing I found out interesting for me for fishing stuff is the guy took shrink tube and make stinkers, just the string hooks.
Yeah, the tube sinkers. What he did is he got a couple sinkers together, and then he takes the shrink, the heat shrink, and then he puts that on there with the tape and everything, and that's what he uses instead of spending a fortune at the store for these sinkers that you can make your own.
And he makes stuff for going for bluegills and then crappies.
Yeah.
And then he uses the crappies and bluegills for catfish bait.
Yeah. So he'll go catch his bait. Then he uses his bait for the the catfish.
Yeah.
And then different catfish, whatever. And then he uses these ammo boxes, and it has USB plugins and car plugins and everything in there.
Yeah.
And it has these batteries in there.
From a bike battery.
And it's these little batteries. They're actually from
you
get them. They're UPS batteries. For computers, it's UPS batteries. I used to switch them out all the time, and it's like it fits a couple of them. You put them in either series, parallel, depending on what you want to use it for, how many volts you need, whatever, and then bang. You got a DC power supply, right?
Yeah.
And then if you need, right, if it's powerful enough, then you put the inverter with it, and you could plug in, a laptop or
your phone,
your different stuff, but it has USB for the phones. You know, like he's got a lot of good ideas. But if anybody's wondering what there's a lot of it we don't use because we don't go catfishing.
We have one. We use one.
Which one?
Minnow. The Rock.
Oh yeah. I knew about that one already, but when I seen it, it reminded me of it, and I said, yeah. So basically, you get a pump for a
aerator pump
fish tank, and then you put the stone that you put on there with the tube, and then it helps the aerate the air, the water. Sorry, aerate the air. I don't know.
I find because we have a Frable aerator battery pack, double D batteries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that with that rock, I find because a couple years ago we had just the yellow rubber on it, and in the middle we're floating, and we put the rock in 2 years in a row now. It's been working great.
Well, we used to have just a little fish tank that we used.
Yeah, that little aquarium.
And then the aerator broke on that. And then, those were the years that you weren't coming around so much. But anyway. So we're gonna. If anybody wants to watch another good channel, fishing and stuff, he's pretty good. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And don't forget subscribe. If you're already did not already did it yet.
Yeah.
Like, share, comment, and share with all your friends and cousins, and nephews, and whatever.
Anybody you think that might like it, if you feel that we deserve it, hit subscribe. If not, just keep on watching. Maybe we'll hit on something that you want us to say. And if you want us to talk about anything, just comment in the comments below. You know what I mean? How about you talk about this? What about this? Any questions? Any suggestions? We're up to it. Just keep it friendly.
If you want to learn how to make something,
or if you want us,
I gotta try my best to help you out with that.
Or want us to search, like we're searching all the time, figuring out what we want to do.
So
and
if you want to know the rules, if you're out of Ontario and you want to come on Ontario, fishing in Ontario, and you don't know the regulations, we can help you with that.
Yeah. We get started in our area and then we can expand, for the information with the rules, different gadgets that we want to look at and maybe get.
We got the book.
Yeah.
You even got an app now. You can download now.
Yeah, we got the Bible. Yeah.
Okay, I had to say this to you guys out there in the world, internet world. I'm old school. I like my books. I'm sorry.
Well, the book is nice. It's a lot easier to read because I find sometimes with the screen it kind of, because my eyes aren't as good as they used to be.
I hear you on that one. I'm starting going like a tiny man.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. Well, the wife will see me look at my screen like this there because I'm too lazy to put my glasses on. What are you looking at? Why don't you put your glasses on? I'm feeling lazy.
I still remember the day you look at your mom at the cottage when your dad went to bed, right? Yeah. He goes, "Mom, I hope I don't get eyes like Dad." And now here you are.
Yeah.
But your mom says to me, "Thank God you know how to use the fast light open the fridge."
Well, I ain't reached that though.
I know. But hey, there's a joke for that fridge, right? He goes, "Why do you call it midnight snack?" And you go eat in the fridge because you put a light in the fridge for a reason.
Yeah, it's like what they tell me I'm not supposed to eat at night. If they didn't want me to eat at night, why they put a light in the fridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anything you want to learn? You want to learn how to tie your
suggestions, comments,
or you want a series or something once a week? Talk about certain things once a week, same stories on and on, or anything you want, just general, or just let us ramble again. Just let us ramble.
Ramble on.
It's 9:00 p.m.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, so
we've been rambling today, but no, it was a good one because it was the Sportsman show.
So this weekend is the home show.
Yeah.
I thought it was the mining show, but the guy told me Sunday it was the home show. The mining show is in June.
Yeah, usually. That's where they get all the nice pieces of equipment.
When you get a chance, JC, watch the video because you might hear it better for yourself on your end.
I'd have to turn it up, but yeah.
And
yeah,
it's your
thing. I can turn the volume up. I mean, here and I would hear it, but you can't turn the volume up when you're playing it.
No,
they would have to. People watching would have to.
So. My other phone is full blast.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, if you watch it on your TV, probably better.
Yeah, I mean, I got the Apple TV box. I could stream from my phone to there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's awesome. I can even change the volume on my phone, and it'll change it on my Apple TV box.
Okay, before we leave, all the guys I talked about,
yeah,
were at the Sportsman show. Craig, Connor, Tyler, and Paul.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to our page, our Facebook page, and then post our links up to where if you want to go a charter, if you're in an area of Timmins or close enough, like Cochrane, Cap, and you want to do some charting, those are the guys you go for. There's another guy in town too. His name is Matt. I can't remember his last name.
Yeah.
And he charters out of Porcupine Lake.
Oh yeah.
Porcupine Lake got huge pike.
Yeah. I wouldn't need anything out of that lake.
No, me neither. But it's catch for.
Catch it and really throw it out and then wash your hands after.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a turd plant fucking dump stuff right into the lake. Then they wonder why there's weeds all over the place. Then you got the old mine who pulls the water out of the lake and then they put it back in after it's filtered.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've seen where it gets dumped back into where it goes into the lake.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have to patrol that area. So
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I don't trust anything with that lake.
Have you ever heard about a pair of gloves, winter, summer, or those fingerless gloves you use for those gloves you use for sun protection?
Sure.
For fishing, people see with gloves with fishing. You got the fingerless, like bikers ride.
I've seen them, but I mean, I
Well,
don't do those.
Okay, for you, because your hands get cold fast, right? You see, in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get you the link later. It's called Fish Monkey.
Fish monkey.
Yeah, it's a pair of gloves, and you keep your hands warm for 12 hours long.
Oh.
You don't need.
Gloves?
I don't know if they're power or not. I can't remember, but you don't need no hot pockets and put it in there or nothing. Just go.
It must be like battery powered or something. They got
and a lot of guys in the States uses it.
Yeah, well, you know me. You know how I am.
Brian Ozo, Brozo uses it a lot.
See, the thing is I might have them on, but then I take them off to go do something, and then I put them back on.
You know what?
I'd be better off with a pair of native gloves. You know what I mean? Because the mittens, because they would warm up my hands so much better.
Yes. I find I always bring, when I go ice fishing or fall fishing, I always bring a pair of gloves that has no fingers. Because I find one with no fingers, it stays warmer for me. And then when I use the finger ones, it gets cold faster, I find. But in the wintertime here, all winter, I didn't wear gloves go anywhere. They're in my pocket. I didn't wear them.
Yeah, but if your hands get wet and stuff like that, I get it. You know what I mean? Jeez, I'm the guy who changed the plug-in for the car plug-in. You know what I mean? At -40 with no gloves. And I'm the guy that would, do all kinds of stuff outside, no gloves. You know what I mean? Because I don't get the same feel as I do when I wear gloves. The only problem is the older I am, with being diabetic, right? I don't have the same touch, the same feel. You know what I mean?
You have white hands?
No. Yeah, I'm white.
That's not what I meant,
No, I could still feel, dude. I just don't have the same. That's why stuff drops out of my hands. I mean, I'll be holding something and it'll fall out of my hands. Like it's part of what happens, I guess.
Yeah.
I had to take X-ray today on my shoulders and my knees just to see where my veins are, right? So.
Yeah. I gotta do that now. I gotta convince my doctor to get me to do that, freak.
Yeah. But anyway, I think we're gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
For the podcast, right?
Yep.
Because we're starting to stretch a little too far there. You know what I mean? and we'll take it up next week, which is a week from now. We will
Tuesday.
be here, right? Well, it'll be a little later because I get home around 5:30. Then we eat, and then if there's anything I have to do with the family, whatever.
Yeah.
So it'll be about like 8 o'clock or so. We'll be on here. I mean the three that we're doing now. The Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and we'll talk about different gadgets and stuff like that. And we'll do it like that way.
Yeah.
And we'll keep on going. We'll keep on keeping on.
Keep on trucking.
That's right, my friend. Anyway,
or other words, keep on boating.
that's right. Keep on keeping on.
Yep. All right.
Anyway,
You all have a good night and safe travels on the water.
keep your stick on the ice. No?
Sure.
Keep your lure in the water. Keep your lure wet.
Yeah. Don't change it every 5 minutes like I do.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't done that in a while.
Well, yeah, it's been winter.
I hadn't gone out ice fishing yet. I was promised to.
Yeah. You need an e-bike that works in the winter. Yeah.
I need a box to cover my battery up there. He keeps the installation in.
Yeah. For sure, man. All right, buddy.
All right. You take care.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for all who came in for tonight. I appreciate it.
And whoever watches after.
Thank you very much. I know there are a lot of people watching this after because the people in the building watches it and they see me. I said, why didn't you comment on the video? Well, I didn't think I have to.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. All right, buddies. All right, folks. Thanks for coming in and have a good night.
Arrivederci. Filing under our